Today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous, gigantic Portuguese sponge cake, also known as pão de ló. This cake doesn't use any butter, oil, or dairy, yet look how soft and spongy it turns out, and it stays like that for days. We're going to start with 9 eggs, and I know that seems like a lot, but this is a pretty big cake, and it is our only source of fat. And if your eggs are at room temperature, they're going to whip up a lot easier for you. The great thing about this sponge cake recipe is you don't have to separate your eggs at all. Beat them for about 1 to 2 minutes until they turn light and fluffy, and now we're going to add in 250 grams of sugar. And if you're looking for the complete recipe for this cake, I've linked it in the description below. Once you've added in all your sugar, you want to beat this for another 3 to 5 minutes until they become super thick and fluffy. A good way to know if you've beaten them long enough is if you make a figure 8 with your beaters. If you can see a quick little 8 on the surface of the batter, then you've beaten it long enough. Now we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. It's just flour, baking powder, and salt. And I always like mixing it right into the sifter, and we're going to add it in stages. If we were to add it in all at once, then we'd lose a lot of the volume in our eggs, and we don't want that. Oh, and I almost forgot, 1 1/4 teaspoons of vanilla. You don't want to leave this out, guys. Now I'm just going to keep adding in that dry mixture bit by bit, gently folding it in with the balloon whisk. You want to add this in until everything's just incorporated without overdoing it at all. And you can bake this batter in any size pans you want, 8-inch circles, 9x13 slab. But the shape I always remember this coming from the bakery was the 10-inch tube pan, sometimes known as an angel food cake pan. I really like this pan because the inside comes out and it makes taking the cake out really easy. I'm going to grease this lightly with a little bit of oil, and that tube in the middle is really handy for helping this bake very evenly. By the way, if you want to get one of these pans for yourself, I've linked it in the description. Now we're going to bake this in a preheated 400 Fahrenheit oven for the first 10 minutes, and then we're going to keep baking it at 350 Fahrenheit for another 25 to 30 minutes. The best way to know if your cake is done is if you stick a skewer in it and it comes out clean, like most cakes of this nature. And the reason why you have those little legs on the rim of the pan is so you can cool this upside down, the best way to cool this type of cake. I think it has something to do with gravity. But once your cake is completely cooled, now you can take it out, and this might require a little bit of sawing, but it does come out pretty easily. If you were to bake this in another type of pan though, I strongly recommend using parchment paper. And maybe it's just me, but look at how gorgeous that exterior crust is. Why do I get so excited about cake? I mean, look at how beautiful that is. This is exactly the way I remember this as a kid when my mom would bring it home from the bakery. So we're going to cut into this, and I can't wait to show you how light and fluffy it is. You can fill and frost this however you want, or you can just serve it with a little berries and whipped cream. You can even cut this into little cubes and use it for trifles or any other desserts. How are you going to enjoy this cake? Let me know in the comments, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.